Don't mind me. I'm just mourning my dream. I went to check out that store that's across the street from the Apple store. The one I was all excited about. That store costs $48,000 a month. $48,000. $48,000. I don't, yeah. Oh, man. What are you going to do? Hey, what's up, Paul Daniels? How's it going, Jello? Bainey, Board Eater, guy with random bunch of letters as a name. Yeah, that made me sad. Because at 20,000, even 25,000, I could probably I could get something together that would work. But 48,000 is a bit much for me. That is outside of the realm of something that is doable or sensible. Not even outside the realm of doable, outside the realm of sensible. Yeah. I have to breathe for a little bit and mourn. I'm going to mourn the death of my fun idea, and then I'll get to board repair. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands, get my gloves on, and get to work. Sad. Just sad. I was already drawing the sign in my mind. That would be a worthwhile. That's a $20,000 troll, but it's not a $48,000 troll. Not used to seeing his office illuminated by natural light. Yeah, I had to go to the personal trainer this morning. I actually almost threw up at the gym doing circuit training. It was 585-pound squats, 8 push-ups, 5 pull-ups, rinse and repeat over and over again on a timer to see how many you can do in a short period of time and then try to beat it. Ow. If you knock up an Apple employee and she asks for child support, tell her she should have bought Apple Care. Okay, that's kind of funny. That's actually that's very inappropriate, but that's exactly why I'm laughing. Yeah, it's inappropriate as hell. That's exactly what makes it funny. That's hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious. That's hysterical. 5 185-pound squats. I'm weak shit. I had to... Is throwing an 820-2915 in the donor pile the correct behavior for all 2915s? Absolutely. It's a great place to source some C7771s from when you forgot to buy them. It's a great place for that. Because that board is a pile of garbage. Let's see. I want to be able to read the person's name. Let's make that font a little bigger. How many donations to pay for $48,000 rent? Much more than I can afford. I'll say that much. Okay, so what do we have here? A1466 liquid damage. Let's get started. And let's make the phone stop vibrating, because that's annoying as hell. Is that rent per month? Yes, that's $48,000 per month. And it's standard in New York City to ask for a security deposit of typically 3 to 4 months of rent. So the total cost to get in there would be almost $200,000. But after the $200,000, you would also need to consider the cost of renovating, which I would say the space was nice. Honestly, the space was nice. I wouldn't think that there's a lot of renovating to be. Oh, am I kidding? It's old looking, but I would say about $20,000 would get you into with renovating. $20,000 seems like a fair amount for renovation. But still, that's a lot of money. You know, that's a lot of cheddar. So I'm going to open this up and see what it looks like on the inside. All right, so today we're going to be getting started on a MacBook Air that says it has liquid damage. Let's see what we have inside of here. So we're going to open this thing up. Yep, that rent is indeed per month. What's up with early morning repairs? I had an early personal trainer session. Yeah, so I would, as the person doing the math, I would need 9,600 $5 donations to afford that store. Why no stream to YouTube? I am streaming to YouTube. I'm streaming to YouTube on the YouTube Live channel. I've noticed that it pisses people off when I stream to the main channel if it's not an interview or something that is worthy of a live stream. So like the right to repair thing, that was worth a live stream. That was a live press conference. Jess's interview, that was a worthwhile live stream. But me just dicking around and sitting here and slowly going through stuff, it kind of pisses people off when I put that on the main channel. So I am putting that on the YouTube Live board repair channel, which I link to. Okay, we're going to see what's up with this. I'm going to turn on my power supply here. Plug that thing in and see what it does. If this already turns on, that will be annoying because that would mean it already works. And if it already works, that's boring. So I do see the fan spin, but I don't hear that magic chime. Do you chime? You don't appear to chime. $48,000 a month is insane. I agree with you. That is crazy. That's why all those shops are empty. Apple is trying to goad you into moving there and going broke. Yeah. That is one of the things that I've been talking about, which is that this has nothing on the screen. All right, let's take the board out to see what's going on here. So one of the things that I've been talking about for a while is this idea that everybody in New York thinks that they are going to be the business that changes the mold. They're going to be the one that makes that space work. They make the mistake. What they do is they see that other businesses in the area are successful, and they have a dream, and it's been pounded into their head that New York is the place to make their dreams happen. Yeah, like in 1942. A lot of stuff has changed since then. But anyway, everybody has it in their head that New York is where they make their dreams happen. New York is where the immigrants get off the boat and get their house, and they're all the, in their 3-car garage and their white picket fence in the suburb. And no. The thing is that the businesses that are successful, for example, mine, I did house calls for a while. And then I was working out of a recording studio where I said, I'll make sure the gear works. In exchange, I want to use your space for free. I did not pay rent until 2011, and it was only in 2012 that I got the store. So it took 3 years of me looking around for a deal to find something worthwhile. I could have easily had a store that was the size of mine for $10,000. And I found this space where I was able to get the deal that I have now, and the store costs me somewhere about $3,500 in the beginning. Now it's up to like $4,700 or $4,900. And don't get it twisted. When I moved here, you know, you see $3,500. This is a shithole now. You should see what it looked like when I started here. This is after 2 months of pure de-shitholeifying the place. So what happens is a lot of people will look at me and say, wow, Lewis is successful there. I bet I can do that. And there's two mistakes they make. A, they don't know if I'm profitable. I am profitable, but they don't know that for sure. And B, they assume that when they see a space that's the size of mine, that's $20,000 or $30,000, that they'll be able to mimic the success that I have when I started out paying $3,500 to $4,700. But the reason that I got this space is because I didn't go through some fuck-ass realtor that's looking to get a ridiculous fee or commission. This is, you know, I waited it out. I waited to find that space that some old dude that was almost 100 years old wanted to get a really nice tenant in that made it look nice, that was not going to go out of business in a year or two, that wasn't doing anything shady, that wasn't going to attract a bunch of drunk customers so that it would look good when he went to sell the building. And that's what he got. But you have to wait around for that deal. If you just run up to if I just wanted to run up to a realtor and get a space like this, I would have paid $11,500 back in 2011. I didn't. I waited. So what a dreamer is going to do is they're going to see that $48,000 space, and they're going to see all these successful restaurants and joints around it, and they're going to think, if they can make it work, I can too. But what they don't understand is that all those other spaces around that are successful, they're successful paying their $8,000 a month. They're successful paying something that is not $48,000. But they're going to look at that space and go, well, if they can do it, I can do it too. And then you got the second issue, which is even worse, which is when people assume that something is successful when it's not. And I say I'm successful, but, you know, why do you trust me? Maybe I'm lying. Everybody's lying about that type of stuff usually. All right, so let's take a look through this board. I just wanted to turn the ultrasonic cleaner on, and this microphone clip is really pissing me off. It keeps falling off of my belt. I have to get a better one. Yeah, this thing sucks. Come on. You bastard. There we go. I'm going to wind up breaking the cord at this rate. Yeah, I'll tuck that into my pants. All right. Should be good. So, let me get the microscope camera on. We're going to look through this board and see what's up. One day, Lewis, you will buy the Apple Store. That's a lot of U4700 replacements each month. Yeah, I'd probably get a bunch more of those if I went outside the Apple Store. So this is one of those boards that I think a run through the ultrasonic cleaner might just fix, which is why I just turned it on. Should have turned it on before the stream. I wonder how much that building is valued then. Building then valued at full price. Which building? I wish I could make the chat scroll with my eyes rather than the mouse wheel. That would be awesome. I'm the reverse. I walk away from the non-repair video. That's 96,000 cans of liquid Coke. Why is my microscope all shaky? Here, cut that out. All right. Our JTAG connector is clean. How much would it cost to buy the building you were looking at? More money than I will make in my lifetime, likely. Why is this board specifically likely to benefit from ultrasonic? Good question. So when you have boards that have this issue where they, how do I get out of the way of the JTAG connector? Let's see. I should set up this scene properly. When you have a board that has these random kind of CPU issues where they turn on, it turns on, it works, it just doesn't have a brain. Wait, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. Excuse me. When you have a board that turns on but doesn't have a brain, the issue is usually something with like some kind of gunk. Like, let me show you what I mean. All right, so see this? Do you see how there's that kind of thin layer over here? See this stuff? Now that looks innocuous to you, but if something like that gets underneath the CPU, what it does is it stops the communication from working properly, and it'll cause the no brain thing that you're seeing right now. Or like random stuff like this. Like, this is not something that I would fix, but this is the type of thing that the cleaner is going to get rid of, you know what I mean? So, and if you look at it from a zoomed out position, it becomes more obvious. It's harder to see under the microscope, but you can see these random spots like that, like that, like that. That tells me that something like that is under the CPU, and if something like that is under the CPU, it's going to cause these types of issues. But I just want to look through before I put it in the cleaner to see if there's any hints, any areas that are above and beyond messed up. High prices for retail spaces are the main reason businesses go out of business these days. It's a global thing where the space owners want to squeeze every penny they can out of their, quote, investment. Yep. And that's the thing. I don't have the issue with the capitalist system in that regard. I have an issue with the idiots that are dreaming so much and that buy into the bullshit. Because if they didn't buy into it, the spaces would just remain vacant and the landlords would just make no money. That's the way it should be. The only reason that they're able to charge these amounts of money is because people believe that they can be successful in that space. And they base it on a false pretense. All right, so I don't see anything wrong with this board so far. You can tell me if I missed anything. There's a little piece of plastic over there, but plastic isn't going to kill it. If you change your process for running things through the ultrasonic at all, what's your current process? I usually have it at 60 Celsius for a minute and a half, 2 minutes each side. Or for a board like this, where I suspect that there may be one of those layers under the CPU, I'll do 80 Celsius, but for 30 seconds to 1 minute per side. I put 2 gallons of water in there and 200 milliliters of Branson EC. Now here we got something interesting. So the CPU has green under it. See that? See the green? So that means that corrosion got under my SMC. And the SMC, this chip, is going to communicate with the BIOS and other things. And this could stop us from having a proper booting event. So before I ultrasonic this board, I would want to give the SMC a reflow. And just because of what Simon said, I do have to start using Fahrenheit again. Thank you for reminding me that I was using the improper temperature scale. I don't know why I said Celsius. I have to convert that to Fahrenheit. How much additional business would you get for being so close to the store? I don't know. The thing is, I get a lot of referrals from that Apple store right now. I probably shouldn't say that because the people that are actually referring me business are probably going to get fired if Apple knows that they're sending customers to my store. But they send customers here. And the reason they likely do that is because they're sick and tired of telling customers, we can't help you, but would you like to buy a new one? The customer's going to go, what? They're like, okay, chillax, calm down, miss. Okay, here's what you can do. You can't tell anybody I told you this, but you can go to this address and they'll help you out for $200. And then the customer slightly calms down. They haven't, the customer service people have an interest in people not screaming at them. And I think that's why the customers will refer people. I mean, that's why Apple will refer people here. So I don't think I get a ridiculous amount more business. I do think if I turned it into some kind of tourist location, I could. Because this store I didn't really construct very nicely. It's kind of a shithole. It's my shithole, and I love my little shithole of a store, but it's a shithole. It's not like a retail-y location. And you get that vibe when you walk in. It was designed, am I kidding? Designed by people that sit and solder all day, you know? All right. So let's do it. Please do everything to pass the bill, says Daniel. Will do. First thing I got to do is get rid of this edge bonding before I can get this SMC off of the board. Not off of the board. I mean, just before I can reflow it. What are your thoughts of Foxconn coming here to my hometown, Racine, Wisconsin, building a plant here to manufacture LCD panels? What's your thought? I think it's bad news. I think they're just in time for the right to repair bill, so that's awesome. They'll be able to manufacture LCDs for us quicker. Maybe I should move my shop to Racine, Wisconsin. I'm serious. Let's do it. Let's get that bill. Or maybe the government will move away from the bill in exchange for Apple opening or Foxconn having a plant in the United States. That's what I'm scared of. Apple would say, you know, we'd love to move our plant here, but you got this annoying ass bill, so we're not going to do that. That would suck. Some are more willing to tell it like it is. Geniuses aren't homogenous sheep. I don't have the highest... I don't automatically assume the highest regard for anybody that signs up for a job where you're called a genius. Aren't you in Manhattan too? Everything is so expensive there. Yeah, it is. It's crazy. Did this Restream app freeze? Oh, no, it didn't. Did YouTube freeze? No. Foxconn was supposed to open a plant in upstate New York, but you know New York is a joke when it comes to tax and regulations. Yeah, you'd have to be really dumb to open a business here, says the dude streaming from his New York business. All right. So, we've got that off the board. So now we're going to put just a little bit of flux, teeny tiny bit. Time for a reflow. Are you turning Apple Macs into PCs again? Yes, I am, sir. And thank you for the €2. Yeah. Give you an... Be sure to slide the chip across a row of balls and back to ensure they're even. Paul Daniels. I love you, but... I respect you, Paul Daniels, but... It explained the lack of affiliate on Twitch since they hate that shit. Huh? If you reflow before ultrasonic, could the corrosion end up in the joints? No. That's what the flux is for. Flux and heat. The entire point of flux is to get rid of any of the crap that's going to do that. So that's what that chemical that I'm adding is for. How much larger is your field of view through the microscope's oculars compared to what the camera sees? I can see 4 rows of resistors above the SMC that you're unable to see at all. I can see a crystal on the right that I can't see, that you can't see in the microscope camera. Friend brought me her MacBook Pro 2012 saying water had been spilled and laptop was dead. Apple also said it was dead. I pulled the drive and live booted Linux off USB. Laptop works fine. GG Apple. Yeah, they do that. Yeah, they do that a lot. They like to do that. That's one of the things they do. And thank you, Josh Berman, for the $20. Aha! It's moving. Did you see that? We're just going to tap it. And we're not going to do what Paul Daniels did. Screw Paul Daniels for suggesting what he did. How does one get started in this kind of work? Where do I start? I have a really long video on where do you start or the how did I get started. It's a 1 hour long video. It's really hard to put into a very short description. If you want the absolute short of it, find broken stuff Find people who are willing to give you stuff that's broken, and then find a way to make it work again. And then figure out if what you're working on is actually viable to do in and out every single day as a business. Why are not all chat messages showing up? I don't know. Contact Google. They have great customer service. He won't only agree to stream only to Twitch, so he's not an affiliate partner. Indeed. Twitch wants exclusivity, and I'm a polyamorous man. I'm a polyamorous man. I do need to stream to multiple platforms at once. You ever fix that amplifier that you contacted Maker for and got a schematic? No, I tied the grounds of the channels together because I was lazy, and that fixed it. Friend brought me her MacBook Pro 2012. Oh, yeah, I read that one. I got to figure out how the hell to make your name show up bigger. Wait, there's two? Oh, yeah, I got to get rid of that scene. Okay, now we're going to see if this computer has a brain. But I also want to check the quality of my balls. If you're polyamorous, you always need to check the quality of your balls. Those are some nice balls, wouldn't you say? Streamlabs isn't borked, it's just my terrible... I didn't set up my overlays right. Those are some nice solder balls. I mean, oh man. Is there anybody watching who likes the quality of my balls? Those balls are just, I just want to reach out and touch those balls right now. Those are some beautiful balls, man. Have you ever seen a set of balls that beautiful on YouTube or Twitch? I can't say that I ever have. Well, let's zoom in a little bit more. I want to see those balls. I want to see those balls. Oh, yeah. Close up. Close up. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Mwah. All right. Now let's see what we get when I plug it in. See if it has a brain now. Where'd I put the damn computer? Lots of practice, Paul. Probably the practice and also the having the at least the mic for the microscope camera. And I'm streaming at a higher bit rate. Pretty high bit rate. Which camera did you get for the microscope? I still have this $800 thing that they discontinued. This was very expensive. Let's see, can I? Yeah, this camera was $800. I didn't buy it because I wanted to spend $800 to get the best camera. I bought that because I didn't know that I could just shove a $200 AliExpress camera on there and call it a day. I was being an idiot. But it's nice video quality. It's just, that's not where I would have spent the money at the time. But yeah, your videos look pretty good, Paul. This Paul was showing me a $35 camera that he bought, but it claims to be color, but it's almost black and white. All right, let's see. Firstly, that is one dirty laptop screen. Just in case anybody watching is curious, this is not a touch screen. This is a regular screen. You do not use it as a touch screen. Don't use your MacBook Air screen as a touch screen. There's no need to touch it. Okay, let's see if it has a brain. Are you turning Macs into PCs again? Damn straight, man. Uh-oh. All right, I at least had a backlight that time. I mean, not a backlight. I had some screen activation. Yeah. I have to figure out how to make that damn alert box bigger. I mean the name of the individual, because I can't see that. Let's see. Getting a 252 and 254 error when trying to clone the old disk to new. Am I SOL? I can't find any info online. People saying I'm screwed. Well, what type of disk is this? What are you cloning? 252 and 254 error? Oh yeah, Streamlabs is effed. I hit test, and it hasn't gone through. Hello, Twitch. All right, so first thing to do is see if my screen is getting 3 volts. Let's open a schematic for that. Apple Bloom says, hello, I work for an Apple authorized service provider. LOL. You work for the enemy, man. What you doing here? No, I'm kidding. So how did you get started working at an AASP, and is it as fun as I imagine it to be? Okay, this board is an 820-00165. Damn, it's early. Holy shit. Okay, so I definitely didn't hit the right button. Is the screen... The screen doesn't get 16 volts. Who's trolling? Are you the Apple authorized person telling me that? Ain't the screen not supposed to get that much voltage, man? The screen gets, I think, 3.3. Let's check. It's really early in the morning. J8300. It's 11 in the morning. Nobody's supposed to be up at this hour. There's no reason to be up this early. This is insane. Okay. All right. So, PPHV SOSW LCD Booklet. PPHV, as you can see, it's no longer PPV. They have decided to add an STD to the backlight circuit in the Air model. Referencing the previous video, the board you gave Paul. PP3V3 SOSW LCD. That's supposed to be on pins 18 and 19. Let's see if my screen is getting the 3.3 volts it needs to turn on. So where are we going to find that? Pins 18, 19. Oh boy, I'm yawning. We're going to turn on Paul Daniels' amazing multimeter software. You should check out pldaniels.com if you need any repair on any Apple product in Australia. Paul Daniels offers amazing mail-in service. And you can also check out his channel on YouTube where he does repairs, programming, also modifying stuff, building stuff, all sorts of cool things. So we're going to check this out and see what we get around the LCD connector. It's 11:02 a.m. where I am. Nobody's supposed to be up this early. A travesty. All right, so we do get 3.3 volts on the LCD, and it is making its way to the LCD connector. So it recognizes the screen, but if we look for backlight voltage, we're getting 8.5 volts. So we're ahead of where we were before, because before we didn't have screen activation or image. So the reflowing of the SMC got us somewhere. But now we need to figure out why it is that we're not getting any screen backlight. So this is the backlight circuit, and it doesn't look very nice. There is corrosion on it. But that backlight circuit being, this is not corrosion that's going to cause that type of damage. And I know that the fuse is good because on backlight output over here, I'm getting 8.5 volts. If the fuse was blown, I would be getting 0 volts or 0.001 or something like that. Can you put a link to that guy's YouTube? Paul, post your YouTube. Some guy on Twitch wants to know what your YouTube channel is. Okay. So this is opening. All the stuff for the backlight circuit is opening, and we're going to look that up here. That's going to be the U7701 circuit. So this is the LED driver. So in order for me to have the voltage that I do on output over here, I know that the fuse works. I know this transistor is working. I know this stuff is working, and I know that there's no blown coil, no blown diode. All that stuff is likely good. When we don't have a backlight at output, when it's not boosting, our issues are usually a lack of backlight enable. The most common one is the feedback trace being blown, and Paul Daniels is familiar with this one. And or the LED driver itself is bad. So let's find U7701 and check that out. That will be automatic like crazy. Do people really wake up this early? Wow. That is insane. I'm a night person. You probably could tell that I'm a night person by now. I like doing my 1 to 3 in the morning streams. I can't believe that people wake up this early. But I'm trying to get my day started sooner and get on a normal human being schedule. It's about time I become more of a normal human. My girlfriend's been helping me wake up earlier and go to sleep earlier. She's a good person. Okay. Now, this is the LED driver, and as you can see, it's pooped itself. It looks very much like what I did this morning after going to the gym with my personal trainer. I'm not made for the circuit training. Look at this. So this is the normal color of the board, and this is, you can see that there's this blackened area right around the chip, this grayish blackened area. And that is garbage. That's all garbage. So that chip is going to look like crap under it. And the ball that's going to be the most damaged, as always, if you're a regular in the channel, you know that it's going to be the feedback ball. There's supposed to be 5 balls down there, and instead of 5 balls, you have 4 balls in one pile of crap. See that on the right side? That's a pile of garbage. And if we look back to the board view software in the schematic, you'll see that this ball over here is PPV SW LCD Bicklet feedback, and that's number 5. If we look at the schematic, dear God, it's so early in the morning, 11 in the morning. Feedback is ball 5, and that's going to go over here. So that's going to go between output of the circuit and here. Now, let's say you're driving a car. You need to be able to see where you're driving. If somebody jumps in front of your head, no, if somebody were to put their hands in front of your eyes, if something were to land on your windshield and block your view, you would immediately stop the car and hit the brakes. You wouldn't want to keep going if you can't see where you're going, which is why that the backlight circuit will stop boosting and go back to 8 volts if the feedback ball is blown or the feedback line is blown. So let's see if there's a pad under there. I'm going to pray that there's a pad under there. If there's not a pad under there, we'll have to run a jumper, and that would be lame. As lame as this damn microphone mount not working. I have an SK300 body pack transmitter, and all my clips are worn out. Here, if I wear it the other way, maybe it'll stop falling. So let's get this out of here and get the multimeter off the screen. We don't need that anymore. So we solved problem number 1. Let's see if we can solve problem number 2. It's going to put a little bit of flux there. Just a teeny tiny bit of flux. Turn on my fume extractor because we value our health here. Health is very important. Don't breathe in any of this garbage. Is the bad ball the primary problem, or did something else lead to it? No, that was liquid damage that led to it. Q's text says, hopefully she cooks you burritos. She's been talking about cooking me burritos. I think she knows This is a concerted effort. She's a good woman. All right. It's hard to find yourself a good woman. Thank you, Simon Brown. I appreciate it. It's going to look pretty ugly under here when I remove the chip. So, ready? Because it's just about to come off. Yeah, you can see that the solder balls are all uneven. Looks terrible under there. Okay. So now it's time to wick. Louis, are you still vegan? Veganish, as Eli the computer guy would say. Vegan-ish. May have cheated with an egg a few times. Miroslav says, I don't understand jack shit, but hell, that looks terrible. And that's the thing about this when you're starting. You don't have to understand anything to know that what you're looking at is garbage. And you don't have to understand how a DC to DC boost circuit works to go, I'm going to replace the thing that looks bad. And that's how you get started. And there's nothing wrong with that. The way that you get started is by saying, this doesn't look the way it's supposed to. Let me make it look the way it's supposed to. And once you make it look the way it's supposed to look, oftentimes it'll work. And you can then go backwards after you've gotten that little dopamine hit of, I solved a problem. I made money. I made somebody happy. I made something work again. Once you get that little dopamine hit, because you were able to solve the problem based on just what looked messed up, then you can go back after you've gotten that little increase in brain power from the dopamine hit and go, all right, what the hell is a DC to DC boost circuit? That's the fun of this. And that's what I hope that all you get into when you watch these videos and you get stuff to work on and you learn and you feel better, and just a beautiful thing. So, we're going to clean that area up a little bit. Read Twitch chat more often, says Raging Roz Rocks. I'm reading a combined chat. Can you tell me exactly what that goo does, why it dries up, and what its purpose is? This goo is called flux, and what it does is it helps solder flow. Okay, we're going to clean up that area a little bit. That doesn't help it make more sense to me. I don't know what to tell you, man. Flux helps the solder flow. Without the flux, the solder doesn't flow. I want the silvery metal stuff to flow onto my iron and to flow onto the pads, and it's easier to make that happen using flux. That's all you need to know. If you want to know the chemical makeup of it, you're asking the wrong person. I cheated in chemistry in high school. I cheated in my regents in order to graduate, and I flunked out of chemistry in college. So if you want to know exactly what NC559V2TF is made of, I have no idea. Here's the thing. Because this is the stuff that makes solder flow. This is not, this chemical and that chemical and this thing and this scientific thing. Look at something and think of it in terms of what its purpose is to you. As simple as you can, on the highest level possible. Don't get into the low level of shit. Watch. Yeah, I'm going to show you under the microscope what happens when you try to solder without flux. So the flux is the stuff that burns away, right? So see all the smoke burning away? Okay, all the smoke is burned away. Now watch what happens once all that smoke is burned away, and I try to add it to something. Actually, that's a bad okay, do you see how instead of it being a nice joint, like on the top, it's sticking out? So check it out. This was a joint that was made by somebody using flux. This was a joint that was made when the flux is burnt out. See, it doesn't flow anymore. It's just like taking a booger out of my nose and shoving it onto the capacitor. So the top side is a joint that was made properly with flux. This joint is a joint that I made when I burned all the flux out. Now watch what happens when I add some fresh flux and touch that existing solder without adding any new solder. If I do this, it flows nicely and beautifully and then works. So that is what flux does. That's the beauty of flux. And again, when you're thinking about what flux is, don't go in. All you need to understand is the highest level representation of what is the purpose of my tool or my materials. Flux is not a combination of confusing chemicals. Flux is the thing that makes this stick and flow. That's all you need to know. Anything else, you don't need to know that crap unless you're like concocting this in your basement. Like you want to be the Walter White of flux. And that's that. Because the thing is, if you get your brain wrapped up in all this other stuff, then it makes it much more difficult to focus on what your purpose is. What is my purpose? My purpose is to make this board work again. My purpose is to make money, to pay my staff and my rent. My purpose is to make my customers happy. Making this work will make them happy. That liquid is the thing that will make me money. So that's that. All right. Time for a new chip. You don't have to get mad when someone asks a question. I'm not mad. You're misinterpreting me if you think that I am mad. I'm happy. I'm just yelling at you as... Here's what I'm doing. I'm yelling at you as if I was yelling at 17-year-old me. So when I'm having these conversations, I'm not really having a conversation with you because I don't know you. I don't know your name. I don't know your occupation, your experience. But when I see a question that reminds me of something that I would have said at 17, I'm yelling at the 17-year-old me that was focused on the wrong thing. The problem is you can't really change that. I can't make 17-year-old me focus on the right thing. Because if 17-year-old me was focused on the right thing, I would be renting that $48,000 store across the street from Apple from my own millions and laughing my way at the entire thing. By the way, you want the BGA to move around a little bit. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. What magnet do you use on your screwdriver? I just buy these earth magnets I buy earth magnets from Amazon, whatever's cheap and prime at the time. I have a bunch of different ones, so they're not standardized at all. And thank you for the 2. All right, let's see what our feedback ball looks like now. Yeah, don't take it personally if I yell at the screen, because 99% of the time I'm yelling at something that my young self would have said. If I ever get agitated at the camera, 99% chance it's because what I'm bitching at you about is something that I did. All right. I give up. All right. I tried. Okay. Chip is on. Let's see if we get a light. We should also probably clean up some of this stuff up here. Let's see, what do we get? Christopher says, show us some more of your balls. Okay, I'll zoom in to make them really big. Happy? All right. I see your rage quit. Oh, well. Okay, so those are the balls. Okay. The white balance on those balls seems off. They seem a little bit orange for my taste. My taste in balls requires that they be more silver. Oh, yeah. I thought you were going to ultrasonic it. Meh. I got CPU engagement by reflowing the SMC. And I wanted to do that because I didn't want any one of the balls that may have been messed up to flow away under the SMC. That would have sucked. What happened to the Bitcoin miner you looked at 3 months ago? That's junk. That was absolute junk. Do you offer a warranty on board repairs? Yes. Warranty is 3 months. 99.999% of the time, if you come back like a year later and something simple died, I'll just fix it for free. But in that 1%, the reason it's 3 months is that 1% chance that you're a douchebag. Also, I really wanted the warranty to be 1 year, but the problem is a lot of the boards. The thing is, we can't have a warranty where it's like 1 year for you, 3 months for you, 2 years for you. And Apple makes a lot of products where the graphics chip will just die. Like it just dies. It just says, I'm tired of making pictures. Bye. And the issue with that is I would fix your board, a completely unrelated issue with the graphics chip would occur, and then I'm on the hook for it. And I can't buy graphics chips, so there's really nothing I can do. So even if I was willing to fix the board's secondary problem that was not caused by me, that had nothing to do with me, I wouldn't be able to. So it's 3 months. But I mean, and realistically speaking, if somebody brings in an Air, why do I have that set to make 2 noises? If somebody brings in an Air and, it dies again in a year and a half and it's like the fuse I replaced died again or something, I'm not going to charge them for that unless they're a complete and utter ass about it, which is very, 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 very rare. All right, so let's see if this thing has a light. I should also clean this little bit of spooge off my desk. There is a bit of spooge. Oh, where's my Windex? Cue AC/DC. AC/DC has a song that would be appropriate for this. Try to keep a clean desk. It's good. Clean desk, clean mind. Hiya. Hello, Becky. Magic word MTBF. Any news on the planned new location? That location is $48,000, so that dream has been crushed. Properly crushed. The realtor said they had something else in mind for me, so we'll see what they have in mind for me. But if they come back to me with some hole in the wall for $30,000, no. I have a budget in mind for that project. It has to be something reasonable. I mean, granted, let me just clarify that. $20,000 is not reasonable. Reasonable for New York City. Reasonable for New York. I finally fixed my laptop. Dell Inspiron 1558. Good job. I get too many crackhead customers that come back after they drop their devices. Do they blame you for it? That's a common one. I didn't drop it. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. I would lie about it too. Come on. Come on now. Level with me. Okay. Is the lease ending early? No, it's still ending in 2023. I just really wanted a space across the street from the Apple Store. That would have been an amazing troll. What are you paying now? 47 to 49, and it goes up a little bit every year. I didn't know you showed up to the shop before noon. I usually don't. If I wake up very early, it's either because I had a doctor's appointment, which sucks because those are always at 6 in the morning, or a personal trainer. And today was the trainer. Tortured me. Okay, so let's plug this thing in, see what we get. Are you going for that space? That would be awesome if you do. I want to go for that space, but there's that thing where it costs $48,000 a month. My goal, if I was to do that as a troll, would be to find a space that I could afford for a year without crowdfunding. I would absolutely do a crowdfund for that because it's incredibly expensive, but I would want to be able to afford it for a year without the crowdfunding. That would be the goal. So just in case any silliness happens, you know, Patreon bans me or I get my PayPal account closed, something like that, I wouldn't be completely screwed. All right, this is a different cleaner, by the way. This is, see, this isn't Windex, so I'm not going to be getting rid of whatever's on the screen. I just need to get rid of that stuff because I know I should probably use something else to clean the screen, but this is really dirty. And the dirt is kind of killing me. So as you can see, we do get a light on the screen now. Do get a nice, I just want to cover the name because the name is going to show up in a second. So you got an Apple logo, and you have some names there that I'm going to cover, and it works. So now you get, so that's that. That is a beautiful working board. First, it was not creating any image. It wasn't even activating the screen. That was because there was corrosion under the SMC, which was likely causing communication between the BIOS and the CPU or the BIOS and the SMC to not function properly, so we didn't get through the boot sequence. After giving that a little bit of a light reflow, we got image, but we didn't have a backlight because the feedback the feedback ball under the LED driver was completely blown up and destroyed, so we just cleaned that up a little bit. You got to see a flux demonstration. The person that I did the flux demonstration for seems to have rage quit, but oh well. As I've said, I'm not much of a social person, so can't make everybody happy there. And we're going to ultrasonic this and move on to the next board. Let's put this in the cleaner. Now, I know a lot of you hate the sounds of the ultrasonic cleaner, so I'm going to level with you and put on a filter. We're going to have a filter here. It's going to be a low-pass filter. I'm going to put on a low-pass filter when I put the cleaner on, so it's not as annoying. It's still an annoying sound, but it'll be slightly less annoying that way. Do you get many requests to repair wearables, watches, gear, etc.? No, not much. You have it zoomed in on your hair. Yes. Are you dropping the other channel? What channel? Main channel is going to be for edited board repairs, live stream and live streams of interesting interviews, interesting events, news stuff. The live board repair will be on this one. So if I stream something, it'll be something noteworthy, not just me dicking around in my office. No lice. Damn straight. Okay. I probably could have been a little nicer to the guy that asked about the flux and Twitch that quit. But I don't know. It's just I get asked like 6 times a stream, what does that liquid do? And for like 4 or 5 years, I don't know. I should come up with a bot to answer that question. But if I was smart, I'd come up with a bot to answer that question. There's only so many times I can answer the question of what does flux do. But still, I probably could have been a little nicer. I don't think I was that mean. All right, so we got our low pass on. We're going to block the hell out of those frequencies. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. All right. Boom. Bada bing. Okay. Gonna put this in the cleaner. Hopefully this doesn't sound too disgusting. Sorry if it does. That's a really annoying sound. Anyone excited for the Pixel Watch from Google? What's the frequency of your ultrasonic cleaner? This one's 45 kilohertz and it's a sweep cleaner, Becky. Well, yeah, anyone else excited for the Google Pixel Watch? Not really. None of these smartwatches really do anything that seems worthwhile or exciting to me. There's nothing about it that makes me go, wow, it's a watch. Then again, I said the same thing when the iPhone came out. I thought the iPhone would not sell at all. I thought it was going to be ridiculous. And yeah, not exactly good at predicting what people are going to love. I can predict what will fail. I can predict what will not work, but I can't predict what people want. Is it annoying in person too? No. It's not even that it interferes with the microphone. It's that this microphone picks up that noise in a very disgusting way. This specific microphone, it's a very good mic. This is a DPA 4065 microphone. I really like this microphone, but it picks that up in a really disgusting way. Yeah, this microphone is not flattering at all to the sound of the cleaner. It's, yeah, much bad. Much, much bad. Is your microscope the same as Scotty Strange parts from the Dutch? I'm not sure. I don't know which microscope he uses. Finally catch one of your streams. Keep up the great work. Love your videos. Greets from Germany. Thank you. Okay, we're going to move on to the next board shortly. Can't you filter out the sound frequency-wise? I'd put a low pass on at around 4 kilohertz, so that's what you hear now. Okay, then we're going to put that into a little bin of tray of alcohol, but I can't show you because my camera won't move that far without hitting the monitor next to it. Uh-oh. Oh, my batteries are falling down. Okay. After the tray of alcohol, it'll go in the oven for drying. Probably in the air filter first. I don't want to put this in the oven immediately. Or I can just use the air compressor. This is going to be ear rape, so I'm going to give you a headphone warning. All right? Give you 5 seconds to get to your volume control before I use the air compressor to dry off the board. 5, 4, 3, loud noise coming. 2, 1. All right, ear rape. Almost. Okay. Okay, and into the oven the board can go. Sounds like 80 psi. That's a good guess. Okay, let me turn off my filter now. Bye-bye, filter. I'm back. And I have high frequencies again. Awesome. Okay, I can add into the notes that this works, and then move on. What channels would you recommend for learning basic stuff? Mine? Do you want to learn more about electronics? Afrotech Mods, EEV blog. The EEV blog has some great stuff. They have a very good support forum as well. You watched the Linus Tech Tips video about his iMac Pro and Apple not having techs fix it. Yes, I saw that. Apple, and this is the thing that gets me about that video. Is how do I put this? So a lot of people say that when I did my video on Lenovo that I was being unreasonable. I was being unfair when I said, look at how Lenovo supports their products versus how Apple supports their products. I did a video where I poured almost a gallon of water into a Lenovo ThinkPad P50 while it was on, running Prime 95 and stressing the GPU. And what did Lenovo do when that machine stopped working 6 months later? They just replaced the motherboard and everything in it for free, under warranty. What people said when they criticized me was, well, they're only doing that because you have a YouTube channel with 200,000 subscribers. They're only doing that because they know who you are. They wouldn't do that for regular people. Okay, fine. Criticism taken. Maybe Lenovo knows who I am, and maybe they decided to replace everything inside that Lenovo P50 that broke 6 months later, by the way, not a month later, or a day later, or a second later, like an Apple product. They decided to replace everything inside that Lenovo ThinkPad P50 for free. For me, because I have 200,000 subscribers. Linus has 5 million subscribers. His viewership is, at a minimum, 10 times greater than mine. On an average basis, his viewership is more like 40 times my viewership, but a very conservative estimate, absolute minimum, he has 10 times my viewership, and he has a lot of people watching that could be Apple customers. What does Apple do? Not only will they not service it for free, they won't service it if he's willing to pay. They won't let Linus pay $2,000 to service his $5,000 machine. And he has 5 million subscribers. So if that's how Apple treats somebody who is an influencer, who is I hate using the word, but who is a genuine brand influencer with 5 million subscribers in the specific realm of computer, tech, and hardware, how do you think they're going to treat you, the end user? That's what I have to say about the Linus iMac thing. Lenovo is willing to give me something for free with my piddly crap channel, but they won't even let Linus pay money to fix his iMac Pro. And again, they're right to do it under current law. It's just something to think about before you give them money. That's what I think about the Linus situation. Lewis, have you considered adding some automated switching between scenes with open board view? I was going to add a limit sensor on my microscope so that when I pull it from the hilt, it turns on that scene. That's real. Paul, you're going to have a sick setup. It's going to be way better than mine soon. Kind of hungry. I should order some food before opening. We open in 20 minutes. It'll be busy and I won't be able to eat anything. All right. I'm going to order some food and then be back to work in a moment. Okay. I love Big Clive, though. Great guy and channel. Oh, yeah, his stuff is awesome. I was just thinking for off-the-cuff learning. But, yeah, for entertainment, but watch him opening crappy stuff from China and chargers. Big Clive is a very good channel. Can you show us the shop front outside one day? Maybe. I just need to get a really long HDMI cord if I wanted to stream it. Well, I guess I could just do it from my phone. Yeah, I'll do it from my phone someday. What do you think of Yelp? No comment. I have a long video series on what I think of Yelp. I think they're great when they're not having their own employees tell their best friends to leave me negative reviews that they then get caught for and called out for and then wind up firing their staff over. That's what I think. All right, food ordered. I need that. When you have a crackling speaker, how would you go about solving it? Well, the first thing is check out if it's a voice coil issue. Do you have a pair of them? Because what you can usually do is you can kind of tap it, and you can see if the voice coil is rubbing against the woofer itself when you tap it. Is it crackling from the woofer or the tweeter as well? You got to figure out what driver it's crackling from. Also, try it with a different amplifier to figure out if it's the amplifier or the speaker. Where's the next one? Screen replacement. What? Boring. How the hell did that end up in my pile? It's not my job. I don't replace screens no more. Okay, A1465 liquid damage. What do you do? All right, let's check out this A1456. Let's check out this A1465 with liquid damage. See what it does. So we're going to plug this in. It's my nice, ugly Microsoft keyboard here. And it looks like it turns on. Well, ain't that boring? Not much for me to do there. Let's see, what did they describe as the problem? Yeah, okay, so this was sent in by a store. And in the notes, they're asking for a special price. So the way that works, if you want a special price, you need to make my job easier, which means not providing a free estimate. Stores don't get free estimates. They never do. That's not the way this works. The store does not get an estimate. The store needs to tell me what's wrong with it, what they want me to do to it, and I'll do it. But I'm not spending time figuring out exactly what's wrong with it if you're a store. Unless you want to pay full. So next machine. Email them saying, what do you want me to do to it? It already works. Okay. I think that's fair. Like, I'm not going to open it up and say, okay, so it looks like everything looks fine, so you want me to send it back to you? No. No. You do your, okay. What do we have next? Customers get that. Stores don't. Let's see. Okay, this is the touch bar. We're going to save that one for Paul. Next. What is the cleaning solution you use in the ultrasonic cleaning machine? I will give you a link to it in a moment. Actually, I'll show you how you could find the link to it. You ready for this? Check it out. Store.rossmangroup.com. Click on Recommended Ultrasonics. Buy ultrasonic cleaners. Scroll down and you'll find Amazon affiliate links to the cleaners that we recommend. Don't delay. Buy today. I use Branson EC. It's good stuff. I love my Branson EC. It's amazing. Okay, so what's wrong with this board? 20611. Repair logic board. All right, this had better be something that's dead. Don't give me some vague repair logic board where they say display port flickers half of the time. Come on. Let's see. So I plug it in. Just let me get my screen showing. Okay, so this looks like an 820-3787 board, and I plug it in, but it's dead. It's plugged in, and there's no fan spin. See? Sad fan, not spinning. So the first thing I'm going to do before anything else is I'm going to unplug this right I/O board because the right I/O board can keep it from turning on. Let's get that done. Alan says hopefully it's a dead SMC this time. Hopefully you experience emotional pain. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to plug it in. We still get 0 amp usage, amp draw. All right, so let's unplug everything from it and see if we get any change. The keyboard can keep it from turning on. Plug it in. And when we plug it in, it's drawing 1.6 amps. So we're going to plug the keyboard back in and see if that is the cause of our problem. Plug it back in. Dead. Unplug keyboard. Reset power supply. Turns on. Here's something to realize about Apple products, and this is something that's pretty particularly specific to Apple products. With Apple products, the power button is integrated into the keyboard. Many other machines have the power button separate from the keyboard on a separate circuit. This way, if you manage to spill liquid on your keyboard, only the keyboard will stop working, not the entire laptop. Apple, however, is special. The keyboard is integrated into the power button is integrated into the keyboard itself. So if you spill water on your Z key, your power key will stop working. And if your power key stops working and is shorting to ground, delete that. Did I just say that? No, if your power key stops working and is always pressed, the machine will think that you're resetting the SMC and it won't turn on. This is a feature that is unique to Apple products. So you won't be able to just plug in an external $5 USB keyboard you have lying around and use that to get your data before you fix it. You're just screwed. So let's look that up on the schematic for the 820-3787 so I can show you about this lovely feature that is unique to Apple laptops. It's beautiful stuff. Okay, we're going to find ourselves the keyboard circuit in a moment. 820-3787. So, dude from my food is here. Thanks, man. Some sweet, sweet food. Okay. So, this is where the keyboard plugs in, J4813. And right over here, you have on pin 4 or 5, yeah, right over here on pin 5, you have WS keyboard on off L. So let's go to J4813. Now, if you spill something on the keyboard, you may wind up shorting WS keyboard on off L to ground constantly, even if you only spilled it on a key that was not the power button, which is going to keep the machine from turning on. Now, what would make sense is to have a separate circuit for the power button. I know they want to slim down the machine, and I know they want to streamline and simplify it, but this is the circuit responsible for turning it on. Give us a separate circuit with a button so that if you get a drop of water on your Enter or your Z key, you just have a broken Enter or Z key, or a bad keyboard, not a dead computer. Integrating the power button into the entirety of the keyboard is mean, unnecessary, lame. With that, I'm going to eat my food. And I will be back for streaming. I have other computers here to work on. If you'd like to watch me eat, we can have a conversation about something. This is the cool thing about having a live channel. I don't really have to feel guilty about things like stopping work to eat. I would feel guilty about that on my main channel. But this is what you get. So this one just needs a new keyboard. Let's get this dirty Apple product off of my desk. I just took my gloves off, so I don't want to touch it directly. This dirty Apple product off of my desk and get on to food. Dirty, dirty Apple product. Those PCs with power on keyboard could have isolated ground just for their power button. Is that how the keys turn on the power, though? What do you mean? Let's see. Sure we can converse, somebody says. I'm about to have breakfast too, yay. Yeah, what the hell? Does this one have the keyboard riveted into the case? Is it an Apple product? Of course it has the keyboard riveted into the case. All right, look at my beautiful breakfast. Look at that. This is lunch, actually, because I had breakfast earlier today. That is some eggplants, cucumber, broccoli, beets, cauliflower. Mmm. All right, a little bit of salt. I need some salt to make this worthwhile. This is some good food, man. This is... Time to lose subscribers like Eli does when he does this crap. All right. From The Guardian, Apple is facing a class action. Whoa. I really need to buy a tripod that's not $6. I have a $3,300 camera, and it's sitting on a $6 tripod. That's no good. Apple, what happened with this? How long? Let me make my chat kind of match the window. Apple is facing a class action lawsuit over the design of its MacBook and MacBook Pro keyboards, which consumers complain have keys that are prone to becoming stuck. Well, you don't say. And you see the lawsuit filed. Is that the Giles and something? Giles and Greer, Giles and Gerard, something like that law firm? Should an ultrasonic cleaner make water-damaged MacBook Pro work again in some cases? Please explain for me. Yes. Now, I just have to say this as a disclaimer because some people, when I say that, think it will always do that. You will still have to do some work on them. For example, that board that I did, the SMC reflow made it work. Now, the ultrasonic cleaner could have done something similar to the SMC reflow. However, I definitely would have had to replace the issue. I would have had to replace that backlight circuit, and ultrasonic cleaner is not fixing that. So it will make certain things work, but there's a lot of work that you'll have to do as well. There's a new MacBook Air keyboard lawsuit. Are you sure it's not the Touch Bar? Because the MacBook Air, I mean, is just this. It's like your standard Apple level of crap. It's nothing overly special. They should just make it water resistant. It says DBZ. Yeah, I mean, they could copy what Lenovo did like 14 years ago, but nope. I'd rather have an Apple over a Razer. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if I'm gonna... Razer is trying to do the whole cult of Apple thing without actually making stuff worth it. What makes the iPhone 10 screen garbage? I'm curious. Jess has an iPhone 10 and it never works right, but everything but the screen is the only thing on that phone that does work right. Do you see Microsoft leaning in the same direction as Apple with their hardware? No. Microsoft is making stuff that's not fixable, but they're not making stuff that anybody actually wants to buy. Apple makes stuff that's not fixable that people actually want to buy. Microsoft is, I don't even consider them a real contender. People will say, well, why don't you complain about Microsoft when they do similar things? Because nobody owns it. When's the last time you saw a Surface? That shit isn't real. HP is horrible. Yeah, they're garbage. The Surface Pro is real. Nope, never seen it. When somebody brings me a Surface and shows me that it's running an operating system, I'll believe that it exists. I've genuinely never seen a Surface. I think the whole thing is a hoax. I don't buy that thing exists. I've seen ads for it. That's the closest. I mean, that's the thing. I live in a city with 8 million people, and I've never seen a Surface. It's just a joke to me. And they're trying so hard. Nobody cares about Microsoft anymore. I don't know any of you. You just text on the screen. How do I know you're not lying about having a Surface? This, ugh. Apple sued by families of Egypt Air 804 victims. No fucking way. You gotta be trolling. This can't be real. Holy crap. What the? No way. Whoa, okay. Oh my God. Let's read this thing. The claimant's operating theory suggests an overheating iPhone 6s or tablet caused the crash that killed 66 people. Wow. Belonging to the co-pilot overheated in the cockpit and caught fire. But how do they know? Plaintiff's attorneys think that they found a culprit for the mysterious crash. Apple. It's not clear how much money the suit is for, what jurisdiction it is. After a plane crashes, how do you know? Oh, seen on CCTV cameras. I don't know. Apple products suck for a lot of reasons, but I've never seen this happen before. I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical. I have no problem shitting on Apple when they deserve it, but I'm very skeptical here. I don't buy this. How much is it for a microscope like the one you have? Not a telescope. You want a microscope. And I have a link in the description below. About $350 or so. All right. The computer in the avionics bay being damaged, I can get that. But exploding iPhone, I call bullshit. Where's the video? Okay, if you can show me a video, in the cockpit of the phone catching fire, exploding, and blowing up the pilot's face, fine. But I don't buy it. Again, there's a lot of stuff that Apple gets wrong. Apple gets a lot of crap dead wrong, and they screw up a lot in their hardware. But this is not what they screw up. No, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I'd have to see a video of that happening to believe it. Or them screaming, "Oh my God, the phone is blowing up," right before the crash. Otherwise, I don't buy it. You don't have video in cockpits, just audio. Okay, show me the evidence. This article lacks real evidence. The families believe there's enough evidence to hold Apple responsible for the deaths of their loved ones. Okay, where's the evidence? A weak. Hey, how's it going? A weak circumstantial theory by French investigators points to a fiery Apple device bringing down Air Egypt. Okay, so a weak circumstantial theory is what we're basing this on? Really? All 66 people on board were killed. That's terrible. I'm sorry for that, but yeah. Where's the evidence? According to the docs, an investigation revealed the device ignited and led to a bigger fire in the cockpit. Where's the docs? Maybe we'll get the docs at this link. It should be noted, however, that industry experts have questioned this phone theory. I damn question that phone theory. Sounds like BS to me. And believe the fire in the plane started beneath the cockpit in the avionics bay due to a short circuit or some kind of explosion. That sounds a lot more realistic to me. Still, the family believe there's not enough evidence to hold Apple responsible for the death of their loved ones. Yeah, where's that evidence again? Yeah, where's that evidence again? That sounds like... Your combustible phone took down an airplane. According to the docs. What the fuck? Okay, where are the docs? Show me the docs. Where are the docs that say that this happened? I don't see any docs. I call bullshit. This sounds like complete and utter bullshit. I don't buy it. They're just trying to hate on Apple for no reason. I never thought those words would exit my mouth, but that sounds like BS to me. That sounds like BS to me. I don't buy it. Unspecified French authorities. Yeah. That's exactly who I trust to get my information from. Unspecified. What temperature? Soldering iron, 750 to 840 Fahrenheit. Hot air station, 350 to 500 Celsius. Sounds like some bullshit to me. That sounds like some BS. I'm genuinely sorry for the families of people that lost someone. Don't get me wrong. My heart goes out to them, but at the same time, that lawsuit is a pile. If you want to sue the airline, no problem with that. If you want to sue the inspection agency for that airline or whatever, or the people who inspected the plane, fine, go for it. I'm not saying they should win or lose, but I could see the point there. But really? Thanks for your work and service to the public. Do you think Apple is so anti-repair because they are moving to lead only for their products? That has nothing to do with it. No. I appreciate the $4.99, but the lead and lead-free is not the issue at all. Oh, boy. I should probably get back to work. Oh, you mean lead-free, probably not lead only, but yeah, that's not it. All right. Done with that. Be right back. I'll go over this one more time before I move on to the next. I just want to have a nice recorded copy. So there is news that you've shown me that Egypt Air Flight 804 went down, and people are claiming that this may be because of an Apple product. Thank you for the informative and fun video, Lewis. Oh, I didn't hit record. Is this streaming? Did I unhit the button? Thank you, Michael. Maybe I unhit the button. Whoops. Oh, wait, no, it is streaming. Okay, it's the other button I forgot to hit. Sorry, I meant lease only. Thank you, Charlie. I mean lead only. All right, I won't hold it against you. All right, so Egypt Air Flight 804. This is a flight that looks like it went down a few years ago, and Apple is being sued because they claim a crash was caused by an Apple device. So let's look at this. It says that no definitive cause of the fire has been identified. Speculation has included explosives, a fire in the avionics bay, a cockpit fire started in the area where one of the pilots stored his iPad mini and iPhone 6S. Then it said TMZ has said that it has seen documents filed by lawyers representing families of several of the. TMZ says that it has seen documents filed by lawyers representing families of several of the documents. Why is the phone ringing? Oh, nobody's here. Damn phone. All right. TMZ says that it has seen documents filed by lawyers representing families of several of the documents, alleging that this latter theory was the cause of the crash. Yes, because TMZ is the source that I go to when I really need real news. So let's check out what they say. So TMZ, the source that I go to when I want real trustworthy news, says the crash of Egypt Air Flight 804 into the Mediterranean Sea that killed 66 people was caused by a hot Apple product, according to a new suit. Let's see those documents. Let's see that evidence. And in the article that links to an article, in the article that was linked to by another article, when they mention docs, do we get documentation? Do we get evidence? No, we get according to the docs. An investigation revealed the device ignited and led to a bigger fire in the cockpit, which ultimately took the plane down. It should be noted, however, some industry experts have questioned this phone theory and believe the fire on the plane started beneath the cockpit in the avionics bay due to a short circuit or some kind of explosion. Okay. It started somewhere because of some kind of explosion. That's not documents. That's not evidence. That is a hypothesis, and that is not something that we can... Can you base a lawsuit against a company based on this? I mean, and then you look at another article, and it gets even funnier. Where was the other article that was going on about this? Where was the article that had the unspecified French investigator? Excuse me. Excuse me. The article that mentions the unspecified French investigator is my favorite. We gotta get that on screen. I can't find the unspecified French investigators article now. Damn. Oh, unidentified, was it? Anybody have the link to that? Nah. Boo. Telegraph, Fortune. Lewis's DILF also, bless you. What's a DILF? And who's Shami? I'm not sure I want to Google what that means. Where the hell was that? That's crazy. Did I just read something that in my mind that wasn't actually on the screen? Am I losing my mind? International Business Times. All right, International Business Times. It's not the browser history, it's knowing which one it is. No, it's not even it's not the IB Times one. It looks like the best thing we have here is French investigators said the data showed a fire, not a bomb was to blame. Black box data from the plane showed that a fire broke out somewhere in or near the plane's cockpit before the plane crashed. Onboard voice recordings also indicate a fire. Do they indicate that the fire was, oh my God, my iPhone is on fire? No. Do they indicate Like it doesn't even say exactly what it was. It says somewhere in or near the plane's cockpit. This is not enough information to condemn Apple. And further, I'm going to show you a video later on of an actual battery exploding. The worst fire that you can get from this device is a battery. And I'm not even going to show you an iPhone battery. I'm going to show you a large laptop battery that was stabbed, and you're going to see what happens. It's not a fire. It has a it looks like it's getting really hot, and it lets out a lot of smoke. But that smoke is not something that's going to kill you. If it would, then the guy that used to work here would have been in considerably worse condition. He accidentally stabbed a battery while he was removing it, and it was a much bigger battery than what was in an iPhone, and it did not cause an explosive fire. It just lets out a bunch of smoke. It doesn't look nice. It's hot if you touch it directly, but it's not going to actually damage things. It's not like you're pouring gasoline on something. And this idea that there's so much danger inside there is... No, this is not something that happens every day. I've hired a lot of people that have made a lot of mistakes over the years, and I've never had somebody start a battery. And trust me, several of them, including me, have accidentally stabbed batteries. This is a suit, in my opinion, that's prematurely seeking to blame Apple for something. And I'm typically the first person to say, hey, look at what Apple did wrong. Hey, look at their design flaw. Hey, look at something that makes them look bad. But this is just a pure case, in my opinion, of somebody looking to make something out of nothing before this proof. If you can get me a camera, if you can get me a camera that's pointing at the iPhone as it's exploding and doing damage to the cockpit or the pilot, by all means, I will happily retract that statement, and I will say blame Apple. But to start throwing shade this early, that's a bit much even for me. I don't buy this at all. I rate this as fake news, and my heart genuinely goes out to the families of all the people that experienced this horrible tragedy. I'm very sorry. I hope you get through it. I can't imagine going through something like that with knowing my loved ones were on that flight. It is truly terrible. But at the same time, there's not enough information out there for anybody to be blaming Apple for this tragedy. Damn, of course, it's after I'm done that it shows up in Wikipedia. On... Oh, yeah, and then there's this great part over here where it says, on January 13th, 2017, a French newspaper published an article claiming that unspecified French authorities believe that the aircraft might have been brought down by a cockpit fire caused by an overheating phone battery. That's exactly who I want to trust when it comes to suing a company for the deaths of individuals. Unspecified authorities. Wow. Unspecified French authorities. That's who I'm going to put all my trust in. Unspecified authorities. Yeah. I rate this fake news. All right. Back to work. I got to get my gloves on again. I did wash my hands after all. Okay, let's get this machine put in the slot. Yeah, that's the thing. I would, for the person saying it's probably the airline, if they wanted to sue the airline, I understand, even if I don't know if they're responsible. If you wanted to sue the people who trained the pilot, I'd understand, even if I don't know if they're responsible. If you wanted to sue the crew that certified that aircraft to fly, fine. If you even wanted to sue the agents that patted everybody down before they got on the plane, I could understand an investigation into that. But with the amount of information that's currently available and what we know about these technologies, blaming Apple and deciding we are going to move full steam ahead to blame Apple on this issue, that is, in my opinion, premature. And no. You sue the airline, sue the people who certified the aircraft, sue somebody involved with the plane, with how the plane flies, or how the airline or the airport operated. Don't sue Apple for making iPhones. Okay, what's next? That's a touch bar. I don't want the touch bar. All right. What's this next one over here? No touch bar. Touch bar bad. We leave touch bar for Paul. All right. Next. All right. Next machine. Moving on to an A1502 MacBook that will not turn on. As you can see, like many of the other MacBooks I work on, this one is completely covered and plastered in dirt that has never been cleaned by the end user, such as life. And we don't have a spinning fan, and it's drawing no power from my power supply. So like with the other machine, I'm going to unplug the keyboard and see if that makes it work again. That would be really cool. That would be really, really cool if that made it work again. Okay, now we're going to do this, and it still doesn't turn on. So this one may actually require a little bit of thinking, a little bit of brain. So, I guess it's time to take the board out of the computer. Magnet. Also, almost forgot, we should unplug the right I/O board first. I never understood that. Wiping down your machine is so easy, says Rick Vandermark. Nope, it's not, because if you do that, it'll stop. The screen will peel off. Have I told you about StainGate? Check this out. You think that you can simply wipe down your screen. Nope. Nope. That's what happens if you wipe down your screen. Yeah. You're so silly. You think you can just clean your screen if there's dirt on it. You're cleaning it wrong. You're touching it wrong. You're staring at it wrong. Okay, all these pictures suck. Let's see if anybody... Yeah, this is a good one. This is what happens if you clean your Apple product. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That's what we call StainGate. And StainGate is why you can't clean your MacBook. You need to make sure that your MacBook stays ugly. Damn phone. You know, the one thing I would say is if you're buying this thing, you're probably spending your money wrong. Okay, so we're going to unplug that I/O board and see if we have any progress. Nope, still doesn't turn on. Okay, so we're going to have to figure this out the hard way. You're buying it wrong is what Becky says. Definitely buying it wrong. You're definitely buying the wrong thing. Have you heard about the class action lawsuit for the keyboards on the new Macs? Yes, I have, and I'm excited to be covering that in a new video. You're typing it wrong. I'm going to steal that title, man. All right, so this board is covered in a nice layer of dust. We're going to fight for our right to clean. Corrosion on webcam connector. Much corroded. Dust on JTAG connector. Let's see. What do you think the chances are that removing the dust on the JTAG connector will allow this board to work again? I have a feeling that I could simply remove this JTAG connector that has dust on it, and that removing this little ball of dust from this linty machine will allow the machine to work. Is a MacBook so fragile that you can literally kill it by putting dust on a connector? Well, let's find out. Are you that much of a snowflake? That you have the connector right on the edge, which has no protection. A ThinkPad has a roll cage, all sorts of nice stuff. Filters. What does this have? What do you get with your MacBook? Death to JTAG, says Brad Burns. Death to JTAG indeed. This JTAG is going down. Okay, we're just going to cover that up with some leaded solder to get rid of that lead free, and then we're going to wick those pads of that JTAG off nice and clean. Turn, 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 da 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 da. Turn, turn, turn. Okay. We've completed removing the dust from the MacBook. We're going to take our connector, and take our power, and put it there, and turn the charger on. Damn, no fan spin. All right, that would have been way too easy. That would have been a little too easy. Okay, so it looks like we do have to do a little bit more work. All right, let's go over to the webcam connector. There's a little bit of junk over there as well. This is actually right by the RAM, so there's probably something under the RAM. This is one of those boards that made us work out of the ultrasonic cleaner. So this is something I'm going to put in the cleaner because it's kind of nasty everywhere. I can't see exactly where the water hit. Oh, huh? What are you? Oh, I found you. A Corrosion. Mm. Go away, corrosion. Okay, where else did the corrosion go? I'm hungry for corrosion. Show me some more. I want to get as much as I can under the microscope before I toss this in the cleaner. I want to touch up any joints that are messed up that shouldn't be. Look at that gross crap. Huh. All right. We got no spin. I'm going to give this a go in the ultrasonic and see if that does it. How's your stock in that flux company treating you lately? I don't have stock in a flux company. I do sell Amtech flux, though. You can buy it at store.rossmangroup.com. Don't delay. Buy today. Same-day shipping from New York City. Never delay. Buy today. This is a board for the cleaner. I will start troubleshooting it once it's clean. Some microbiologist should make a thing that eats corrosion. That would be awesome. Can you do that? What a noise. there. That should be a little better. Mail in A1708, no power. Boo. Oh, it's got stickers with numbers on it. Mother flower. Alright, gotta cover that. God forbid a $1,000 product gets any level of dust resistance. Yeah, that's Apple. Someone says they don't want the low pass filter for the ASMR. I'm not going to torture you. Alcohol it off, and off to the oven to dry you go. Excuse me. How comfortable is that chair? It's pretty comfortable. It would be more comfortable on a nicer floor. Even with all the work I put in, the floor just doesn't have a hole in it, but it's still on a structure that is not at all flat. Something that would have been solved with the new store, if only the new store were not $48,000. Be right back. I'm going to give you an empty chair. Now we're back. Okay, we've got a computer. Doesn't turn on. It's got a note. Spilled water, laid upside down on a towel, put fan on keyboard, tried turning it on, nothing happened. The logic board was ultrasonic. Yay! So there will be no hints for Lewis. No hints for Lewis. All right, so I suppose we should take the board out of the computer because we're going to have to look really closely and jump straight to this. Whoa, wait. I see a fan spinning. Tell me you're turning on. What? Oh, it is turning on. Okay. What? Apple logo. Okay, then. Well, then. I guess I'll thank the place that did the repair for me. No, really, this already works. Damn. That's pretty nice. Mouse works. Charges battery. I got nothing to say there. I mean, not easy money. It's just, they're paying for return shipping and that's it. It's not even like I can offer you a cleaning. Like, you already had a cleaning. I guess what I could offer is let me look through the board and see if there's any component that's hanging on by a thread and then resolder or replace those components that are hanging on by a thread. But, I mean, no, not really. It already works. Not much for me to do. That's great. That never happens when Paul gets a touch bar. Next. Oh boy, a genius report. I love when they include the genius report. Back in good hands. Yours. Love this form. So cute. Back in. After comprehensive testing, our repair technicians were unable. Wait, no, I'm being an idiot. After comprehensive testing, our repair technicians were able to diagnose your product's issue. However, we've been unable to reach you to authorize the out-of-warranty repair. As such, we are returning the product to you unrepaired. Junky, junky, junky. Okay, what does this one do? Mm-hmm. I don't want to show things that are not supposed to be on the screen. Okay, it says liquid damage. So let's see. What do you do when I plug you in? Wait, the screen looks like it has a crack on the bottom. I don't see a fan spin. And there's no turning on happening there. Dope. Do we get fan spin? Sad. No fan spin. I need another screwdriver. They use T3 as well as T5 in this machine. Are you reading this? No, never. I'd never read chat. Especially when somebody suggests that I edit preferences or categories. I'm tired. So tired. He's peeling the apple to the rotten core. This machine is such a pain in the dick to take apart. Yikes, that's some corrosion there. You always wear gloves. Yes, I do, because the machines are kind of nasty. So I'll show you some, I'll give you a preview of the corrosion, because it's going to be a while before I get this damn board out of the computer. The touch bars are a big pain to take apart. Hey, super chat. It's oregano. 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 Oregano? Origami? Origami. Holy crap. Wake up. Okay, I'm woke. I'm woke as people on Twitter that use hashtags for stuff. Holy crap. I'm woke. Bada bada bing, bada boom. I'm woke AF, as they say. I'm pissed off about cultural appropriation. I'm aggravated about people wearing prom dresses they're not supposed to. I hate Starbucks. Just call me Mr. Woke. Thank you, Josh. That's insane. What did I possibly do to deserve that? I cannot imagine. Oh, I will notice Mr. Mystical Potato now. I would just like to say you're an inspiration, and I have learned a lot. Greetings from Australia. Oh, I wonder if you live near Paul Daniels. You should meet Paul Daniels. He's pretty cool, and he's in Australia, and he's smarter than me. Holy crap. What could I possibly have done to Josh Berman to be worth that? I'm not sure. But I'll say thank you anyway. Can buy a caviar-filled burrito if only it were vegan. No. That snowflake impression made me want a super chat. If only. I'm woke. I'm woke. I'm awake. Is his software still working? Software is still, yeah. You know Paul Daniels' name is the UK as a famous magician? Yeah, it's always hard for me to find his channel because the magician keeps showing up. I'm going to drink some water to make sure I stay woke. You're getting me through 600 Dell Optiplex refurbs. What are you doing on all those Optiplexes? What's the average fault, or is it just spread across a bunch of random different issues? Oh, there's another cable. This is the cable that pisses me off. Let me show you. This is the shit that, when Apple does this, it drives me nuts. So in the corner here, let me show you under the microscope. Can you see that? Can I see? Move this over. Okay, so over here they have a cable for something, right? And you take that off, and this is under a bracket. And under that cable is another little cable that's metal colored right by all this metal stuff. So most people rip this one. And I understand why they rip it. It's aggravating. It's also corroded. Anyway, let's get the board out of the machine. Now, Jessa doesn't take boards out of her own machines. She has what she calls, and this is by her own description, not mine. She hired what she calls a screw bitch. And she calls that position a screw bitch because she respects women. So Jessa has somebody to take the boards out and prepare everything for her ahead of time. And she calls it the screw bitch because respect of women is crucial to Jessa. Probably should get a real lens for that Sony above so that when I zoom it doesn't look like crap. That's on my list. I'm using the lens that came with the A5100 for my overhead cam. It's not exactly amazing there. Maybe just lower the camera. Okay. Respect women. Did Lewis transform any MacBooks into PCs today? No. Hello, how are you? I'm good, Ferox. Here's another cable. Sounds like Apple's motto. Google made $30 from that donation. Yep, they did. Google makes good money off of me. Someday. Google makes much better money off of others, I suppose, but they make some good money off of me. Oh, duh. Screen cable. Ah, another cable. There's always another cable on this POS. E-Waste Refurbishing Company. So, Josh Berman, what do you think of the Eric Lundgren situation? Right to repair hero or counterfeiting scam artist? He claims that all of those emails were fabricated to make him look bad and that he didn't say those things. And that the government or the guy he was talking to fabricated them when they turned state's evidence. Do you think that's what happened, or do you think that he's full of it? I'm curious what your opinion is as someone in the industry. I wonder if you can solve a board issue with dongles. Perhaps. Okay, let's get this board out of the futtering machine. Okay. So we're going to have a look through this bastard and see if we can figure out what's wrong with it. Now, I think I have an idea what's wrong with it. So the first thing we got to do is get the number, and this is an 820000281. So I'm going to just organize all of my screws and stuff like that and little connectors and other BS into the computer. And I'm going to unscrew a charge port and put that in here in the computer. Onto the board so I can plug it in. Disassembling these is a pain. Would smuggling Apple screens to the US be a profitable side job? I wouldn't suggest anything that's smuggling. I would lay low on the whole smuggling thing. Yeah, that's not how I would choose to make money. Don't smuggle. All right, so this charge port is corroded. This could be causing us some issues. See that? Nasty charge port. Let's see what the other side's charge port looks like. The other side has a charge port that also looks like cock and balls. Yeah, these are some pretty bad charge ports. Okay. But the other issue is right under where the CPU and GPU is, there's a chip. It looks like this. See that? Had some burnt looking garbage down there. So this is the side of the chip that looks nice. See that? Nice, 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 nice. And this one. Crap, 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 crap. Nice, 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 nice. Crap, 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 crap. Okay, I have to get some parts. Be right back, because I don't want to use those charge ports. And I actually drank a lot of water, so I probably got to pee. Okay, I found the charge port, but now I have to pee. So So I've got myself a new charging port. By the way, if you want to purchase a charging port, have you checked out store.rossmangroup.com? We've got everything. Even shit that's not on my desk, you can find on store.rossmangroup.com. That's how much of a sick website store.rossmangroup.com is. You can buy stuff on that site that I don't even have on my desk. Store.rossmangroup.com has more than my store, than my office. It's a crazy place to be, man. It's a crazy place to be. Store.rossmangroup.com. Sorry if this is off topic, but why don't the Chinese iPhone screen your papers just paint over or the question that I answered 90,000 times in that video? All right. I'm going to make a timestamp for that. I got to find it. I'm going to ask in that video if somebody can make a timestamp to answer your question. A, they do most of the time. They didn't with Jess's case because the person that was sending Jessa that phone screen was an idiot. Jessa and I have a big difference in opinion on that particular supplier. I think they suck. Jessa thinks they're great. We have different experiences, and I can respect that. But the main issue is that you shouldn't have to do that. I get where Jessa is coming from when she says that you shouldn't have to do that. Like, hey, why don't you cross out the logo when you stock salt in your store? Why should I have to do that? I'm buying salt. You know? Why do that? Should not. It's BS. It's not counterfeit. But sorry if I'm agitated. I just answered that question a lot of times. I didn't get busted with my gloves on. I washed my gloves. I actually wash my gloves the same way I wash my hands before and after a pee. I'm not changing gloves to pee. Okay. Where was I? I'm getting a little tired. Oh, I got to open up a board view and a schematic. Board schematic. Just want to say thanks. Your videos inspired me to make a little phone business at the school I go to, and it helps bring in extra money while saving customers and peers money. Well, good on you, man. Keep kicking ass. So this is an 820-00281. Do I have a schematic for you? It doesn't seem that I do. It looks like I'm going to have to give somebody money to get a schematic for you. Okay, 820-00281. Would anybody be so kind as to not email me a schematic, because that would be a wrong thing to do? Who would be so kind as to not email me a schematic, because that would be a wrong thing to do? Here we go. Let's see. What do we have? What does my Google say? Okay, we have a schematic and a board view. All I got to do is give another site some more money. More money. Take my money. Take my money. Take my money. Okay. I got it. Let's see. Hit enter. I don't have permission to view that page. Of course I don't. I actually paid $120 or $130 to get a membership to Chipmasters a while ago, but they banned me from the group because they're a bunch of fucking pricks. Actually, let me see. Do I still have FTP access to that? That would be funny if they forgot to delete me from FTP. That would actually be really funny if they forgot to delete me from FTP. Okay. Connect. All right, they deleted me from the forum, but they didn't delete me from the FTP server. Fuck you, Chipmasters. All right. Let's see, before somebody watching who works for Chipmasters bans me, if I can find it on your FTP before I have to give Venafix money. I don't want to give Venafix any more money. They've made enough money off me. Venafix makes enough money off of me. Chipmasters' FTP is organized by it's somebody with a severe disability. This is some shit organization. This is some really bad organization. I can't get across to you just how bad this organization is. Here, I'll show you. Should I show you? Should I show you? Maybe I'll show you. Window capture. I'm going to regret this because something's going to show up on the screen that I shouldn't be showing you. I actually don't really care that much because they ban me. So if they get in trouble, I don't really care because you took my money and you stopped giving me my service. So F you. All right. So look at this organization. Look at this. How how are you supposed to find anything? What the hell? Like, what the fuck? I mean, MacBook Series, MacBook Pro, 15 Retina. This is how we find schematics, man. This is how we does. This is how we do it. All right. Is it this? New Apple schematics 2014. Which folder? What folder do I go to? Second part? Third part? What the? This is fucking horseshit. This is such a shit industry sometimes. Apple has been hit with a class action lawsuit over the butterfly keyboard. Yes, they have. I'll be covering that shortly. Oh, where the fuck? I don't want any pirated software. I want pirated schematics, bastards. I can't. Fuck this. I give up. You win. Oh, I didn't switch the scene, so you didn't get to see any of that. Crap. Sorry about that. I already closed out of it. My apologies. I thought I did, but I didn't. Okay, I'll connect again so you. It's probably better I didn't show you that anyway, because there was actually an IP address in there. Yeah, thinking twice, I probably shouldn't show that. It was probably better that I didn't show that. Sorry. Yeah, I know. I'm going to get a bunch of thumbs down for that. There's a lot of angry people, but I mean, thinking again, it's probably best I didn't show that. That FTP, the schematics I'm cool with, but they shouldn't have pirated software on there. All right. Now I should be able to download these effing schematics. I gave these bastards $10. Here we go. Show in folder. All right, I paid the piper. Did I pay the piper? No, did I got that's the BIOS. I need a board view. Bastard. Give me everything. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. All right. Board schematics, new folder. 820000281. Thank you, VinaFix. Okay, let's. Hopefully, Paul Daniels isn't here to watch me use an old version of Open Board View. This is his beta version. All right, so the first thing I'm interested in is Pepe Bus G3 Hot present? So that's usually the first power rail that you need. So where is Pepe Bus G3 Hot? Where's my Pepe Bus? Pepe Bus? Pepe Bus. Autobus. Pepe Bus. All right, so here we have the circuit that creates Pepe Bus, ISL 9239. And we can find that this is what takes the voltage from the charger, PPDC in, G3 hot, and turns it into Pepe Bus G3 hot for the system. And we can get that on any one of these fuses over here. So let's take a look at these two beautiful fuses and see if they give us voltage. It actually appears the computer is turning on because I can feel that the heatsink is burning. Here we get 12.3. Okay, let's see what the CPU coils are doing. I think it's actually turning on just with the charge port. This may just really need a charge port. Let's see. CPU phase 1 is up here. See, can you see that? Oh, you can't. It's actually showing me the other board view because I have two of them open. Well, crap. Here we go. Sorry about that. All right, so this is the board view. I'm getting tired, so I gotta probably get going soon because I'm delivering a shitty stream. So this is one of the coils for the CPU, and I'm getting, what am I getting? Actually, I'm getting 0. But why are you hot then? Don't you wish your CPU was hot like me? Yeah, I'm getting 0. So why is this burning? All right, let's see. What's next to it? Over here, we've got coils for... That's graphics. We have voltage there. Don't you wish your GPU coil was hot like me? Okay. GPU coil is hot. But on the CPU coil, 0.08 to 0. And over here, 0 volts. All right, so if I turn the board around, let's see what it looks like on this side. So the circuitry for powering the GPU section, I'm guessing, is this. And the circuitry for powering the CPU section is this. So where was that rotten chip located? Because there was a chip on this board that looked rotten. Oh, it was this one, yeah. It doesn't look as rotten as I remember it looking for some reason. Maybe it's when I look at it at an angle? Yeah, that's what it is. When you look at it from an angle. Maybe I'm just getting tired. All right, so see? So this chip is burned out looking on this side. Whereas this side looks nice and it's got nice solder joints. And we're missing CPU vCore. So it seems like what this board needs is a replacement of that chip. So which chip is that I need? Okay, that is U7100. That's an ISL 95828 HRTZ, which I don't have. So I'm going to move over to Skype and ask my dude, hi, can you find... We can use this, because I don't have that chip, which kind of sends me to the land of rest and peace. Or donor board. Let's see if I can actually make use of the existing chip. So check it out. I'm going to try and do something fun here. We're going to remove that. We're going to remove that. I'm not going to take not fixed for an answer here. Sometimes the chip kills the CPU and dies entirely. Sometimes it just needs a little bit of cleaning off and you can actually reuse your old chip. There's probably no chance in hell, but I don't want to end the repair on that sour note without at least putting some effort into removing this. Yeah, see, you can see the solder joints on every side, but not on this one. I know, I got a capacitor off. I'll put it back on. And the solder on the resistor next to it. I know, I know, I know. I know, I know. Okay, now I'm going to wait for the chip to be settled, and then I'm going to push, get it nice and flat on the board. And now we wait for the board to cool off a little bit. I left my little warranty sticker in the center of that chip, my signature. This most likely won't work, but it's worth a try when you have no option. If only I could go on Mouser and just buy this chip, but that's a crazy world. It's not a world I'm allowed to live in just yet. How many miles of solder do you think you've gone through? Dozens. Hey, TCRS, how's it going? Streamlabs doesn't work on this channel. Oh, crap. Did I break something? I hope I didn't break something. It says, I have a 00244 no image or boot issue. Should be a fun learning experience. Makes you wonder if this will be a signature fault in the 2016s. How's your screen cable look? Because those screen cables suck on those machines. Very badly. But you're right, it doesn't work. Why isn't this showing up? What the fuck, sir? Let's see. Thank you, Tim, and thank you to Simon, who's one I may have missed. Crap. Let's see. Alert box. Let's test that. Hey, you're right. They changed my link. Wait, but it still doesn't work. Come on, Twitch. You're killing me. Yeah, the Twitch, Streamlabs is clearly messing something up. It doesn't work even on their own site. Sorry. All right. So I think this is cooled off to the point where I can check and see if we get CPU vCore. We've given it some time. Heatsink's cooler. Gonna plug this into the charger. Zero volts for CPU. 0 volts for GPU. Sad. All right, is it even giving me charger? PP bus is there. No CPU voltage. And no GPU voltage. Now we're getting 0.9 volts of GPU, 0 volts of CPU, 0 volts of CPU, 0 volts of CPU. All right. Let's examine a little bit more closely, shall we? Let's take a look at more of the CPU circuit. This IC over here appears to be missing a pin. What's up with that? Whoa. Is it supposed to be like that? Doesn't. Whoa. Are you ruptured? Did you just get ruptured off the board? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are the pins that are there. Okay. So let's look on the schematic on the screen. Because the thing is, I'm not familiar enough with this to know if there's supposed to be a pin there. You see how on the bottom row there is a pin missing? That's kind of that doesn't look good. So, all right, we're gonna flip the board view over, and where do we find out about? What the Paul Daniels? WTF is this? What the what the fucking fuck is this? Where's Paul? Where's Paul? It's not his fault. It's the fault of this damn board view, not the software. But seriously, like this is a perfectly level square chip on the board next to a square coil. Square chip, square coil, square chip, square coil, square chip, and on the board view you have square coil, and this is the. No, Paul is catching some sleep. All right, I shouldn't be yelling that. What is this? Okay, so I can't trust that. Well, how many pins are you supposed to have then? It looks like 8, 8, 8, and then 7. All right, so let's see if we can count it on the board view. So we have, according to this, it says that there's supposed to be 33 pins? I guess there's a ground under it. Yeah, there's ground, 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 and ground under it. Is that what this is? Maybe there's pins under it that I can't see. The white dot is a liquid sticker, I imagine. I need to look at another board to see if this is supposed to be missing a pin over here. Let's see if I have another A1707 I can compare and contrast with. Be right back. All right, so that is what the chip is actually supposed to look like, so I can't blame that thing. So the best I can do is ultrasonic this, hope for V-core, and then try to find one of those chips, which is what I'm going to be stuck doing. So might as well take off some of the junk on here so that I can give it a good sonicking. Much sonic. Dinner. Might better do a disclaimer or a mall guy will install the chip sideways. Yeah, probably. Is it weird I'm developing feelings for Rossman? Depends on who you are and why. If you're my girlfriend, it's not weird at all. It's welcome and accepted. If you're not my girlfriend, then she'll probably look you up and stalk you, and then every time I get a new Instagram follower, she looks and says, who I have to kill. Who I have to kill. Gibson Guitars is doing something similar to Apple and branding electronics inside a guitar. As a repair technician, is incredibly frustrating. Yeah, I can imagine. It's really sad that that spread to the music industry, because the music industry was one of those industries where the music industry was an industry where everything was expected to be serviceable. It was part of the culture, so for that to be affecting the music is sad. All right, we're gonna put this board through the cleaner. Now remember that A1502 board from earlier that was dusty? We're gonna see what's going on with that one next. Let's see if de-dusting it fixed it. You never know. I'm gonna just put on the high pass filter, the low pass filter, not the high pass filter. And after that, I'm going to pee. Again, drank a lot of water. That ultrasonic is one annoying noise. Okay, I'm going to put one of my parts back, and then I'm going to try that machine from the oven. What the F is that? I made this money deploying Surface Pros. I got to get rid of that running thing on the screen. I'll be right back. And thank you. Sorry about that. Okay, I had to do some work-related thing for a moment. So I had to, let me just turn the board around that's in the cleaner. And then after that, we're going to take a look at that board that was in the oven. Hmm. All right. I gotta blow some air on this board. You should turn your headphones off because this is going to rape your ears. Fair warning. 5, 4, 3, 2, raped ears. Ah, nice and cold. Okay, finally back. So let's take a look and see if we get fan spin on this beautiful board. I'm going to show you what it looks like under the microscope. So you had the before. Oh wait, crap. All right, so this is the board. It has gone through the ultrasonic cleaning process. And here you can get the before and after. So check out the webcam connector. Check out where I removed the J tag. Check out where I did a little bit of touch-up soldering down here. Remember, this board did not work before, even after doing all my touch-up soldering. So we're going to figure out now if you can kill a $1,299 professional level product from Apple via dust. Does it have dust resistance? I'm actually hoping that this board is still dead. Because if this board is not still dead, what that means is that you can kill a $1,299 computer from Apple with dust. And I don't mean dust causing overheating in the fan, because that's understandable. A lot of different computers are going to be killed by dust causing overheating in your fan. Oh, crap. I had my audio turned off for that. Whoops. All right, redo. Sorry about that. Yeah, there was no audio for the last 2 minutes. Okay, so this is the machine that I just took out of the ultrasonic cleaner. This is the one where that was filled with dust that I removed the JTAG connector on. And this is what it looks like now. So you can see that it looks a lot cleaner. This is the webcam. This is the webcam over here connector. And this is where the JTAG was. I added a lot of flux to that area and removed it. It cleaned it pretty nicely, And if we look at the other side of the board, you can see right where I was doing some touch-up soldering. The crest managed to clean that off pretty well. Remember, this board did not work when I touched up the soldering in all those areas that had funny-looking stuff. But the crest did a really good job of cleaning all the junk off of this board. And now we're going to try to turn it on. And I'm really hoping that this doesn't turn on. Because if this does turn on now, that means that you can kill a $1,299 professional product from Apple with dust and lint. And that would be painful. That would be a hard pill to swallow. So we're going to plug it in. And as you can see, there is fan spin. That fan spin means that you can kill a $1,299 professional level machine from Apple with dust. That is all it takes, ladies and gentlemen. That is all it takes. That's one of those things to think about before you spend $1,299 on one of their products. That's it for this one, and I guess we can move on to the next. Oh man, that's sad. That is so sad. That is so sad. Engineered in Cupertino, California. That was... Can we even call that corrosion with how small it was? And you can see that I removed every bit of corrosion from the board because I know the argument's going to be, well, Louis, there was corrosion there. Okay, well, we went over the board with a microscope. 45x, baby. 45x microscope. We removed every piece of corrosion and resoldered any connection that had even this much corrosion. And in my experience, that much corrosion is not going to do it. You need like this much corrosion, not that much corrosion. Which means that what was causing this to not work was probably not the corrosion. It was the dust. Yeah, I'm going to be paying my rent here for a long time into the future, I can tell. You just keep pumping them out, Apple. All right, what's next in the queue? What's next? I should put in notes for this. Killed by dust. Need the oven to be on. What comes next? Gee, what's gonna... You know what comes next? A break for Lewis. What comes next is a break for me. I think I earned myself a break. So... thank you very much for watching and tuning in. That's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something. I do intend to continue posting videos to the main channel. Those are going to be videos that I think are newsworthy. They're going to be edits of repair clips that I think were good, and they're going to be interviews or anything live that I think should be seen by everybody. But I'm going to save this channel for the, the boring drudgery of me going through my work day, which is, you know, me interrupting it to use the bathroom, me interrupting it to take a phone call, me interrupting it to, who am I kidding? I'm not going to take a phone call, but me interrupting it to, you know, just do general work stuff. So if you want to tune in for that, be subscribed to this channel. And that's it. And thanks for watching.